didn't notice it there. But now that you grab my attention, let's do something new. My topic is about corruption, involving murder, robbery, and I'm going to reveal some dark secret about religious too. Let's get right into it.
Funny fact about Luther is that once in a thunderstorm, he thought he was gonna die. It nearly struck him, but he made a promise to God, "Save me, Lord, and I'll become a monk." He survived. After leaving his study as a lawyer, he became a monk. He began his education at a Latin school in Mansfield in the spring of 1488, learning everything he needed to know to becoming a monk and the Word of God, in which he moved to Wittenberg in 1508, as it has just opened to finish his study. After finishing his studies, he was actually able to teach and give his own lecture where people from out of town would come and just listen to him.
Martin was a follower of God and his rules, but certain the Catholics will follow God's rules. Well, what's gonna happen next? It's gonna have a big turn for Martin's life. After Martin becoming a monk, he saw some flaws from inside the church. He saw that they were teaching that with good enough deeds you go to heaven, and now your salvation can be bought off. He saw this flaws from inside the church, and he was gonna do something about it.
On the 31st of October, Luther posted his thoughts against the indulgence in front of the church, and then he condemned certain practice of the Catholic Church, in which later the popes find this action as a threat. This caused him to be excommunicated by the Pope, but it doesn't even end there, as later on he gets summoned by the Emperor Charles in Germany, and he was asked to give up his idea, where he refused. He claimed that the Bible was the only authority, preceding even the authority of the Pope.
Just say a little prayer, get your money, man. Life goes on.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and you.
So the church has gotten into some real deep question about it. But what we're gonna learn right now is about the Vatican Bank and everything about it. So pay close attention because we'll be moving very fast.
The Vatican. Okay, first things first, what we need to learn is that the popes were the kings, okay? They were almighty, all powerful, had big army and everything. But then in 1870, their overpowered mighty empire vanished. This was called El Resurgimiento, in which Victor Manuel, King Victor now, took over control. But in 1929, the Pope strikes a deal with Benito Mussolini, a dictator in Italy. This is where they start bringing back the empire, in which this led to having to sign with Hitler, recognizing them as the church, and they recognized Hitler in accepting him. Slowly but surely, they were getting back the power they once lost. The bank was open during the war. The Allies, like the American and the British, were trying to stop anybody from trading with Hitler. But the Vatican didn't listen and decided to still help the Nazis. After the war ended, the Vatican Bank was ready once more to get back to business. Fun fact, the bank actually received 200 million Swiss francs from the Nazi support, which is equal to $222 million. In 1960, there was a speculation around the bank of some increase of risk-taking financial by the Vatican Bank. Bishop Marcinkus, the head of the bank, gets involved with some Italian businessmen, very powerful, quote-unquote, mafias, kind of, throughout the 60s and 70s. But then, he met Donald Roberto Calvi, president of the Banco of Ambrosiano. This is where it actually took a big turn and a big step forward to even deeper in which they collapsed to a huge debt of 165 million pounds, equaling to $233 million. With so much money being transferred and taken out, the Vatican Bank had noticed that, well, they were gonna go bankrupt. Alright, so now they're looking for somebody to blame. Marcinkus stays inside the church, declaring that the Vatican is a separate nation, which it is, which means no rules of Italy jurisdiction can touch him. This works and allow him to actually resign and leave the country without serving 1 day in prison. Thank you for all the support. Much love. Good life.